Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Now, I've done over 60 plus VPNs here on the channel in terms of reviews. Most of these have been pretty big companies. Even some of the smallest ones, which some of them I actually do like. Some of the smaller VPNs are some of my favorite ones because they react quicker to my feedback. They are less sketchy sometimes. They're more responsive, more versatile companies. Some of the small companies I do like. But never before have I really reviewed a VPN kind of like made by one guy. And that's what we're doing here today after many requests here on the channel. I'm going to be reviewing Rob Braxman's VPN service called BytzVPN. You can find it on his website. I'm not an affiliate or sponsored by him in any way at all. Today we're going to be checking out his service, giving you an honest look to see if it's good or not. How does it stack up compared to consumer grade VPNs that I've been reviewing for many years? Should you use some of the VPNs on my tier list, whether ranked tier 1 or lower, or should you use Rob Braxman's BytzVPN? Let's go ahead and find out right now. Hey guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out VPNtierlist.com. This is like the central hub of the channel. We can find all the VPNs ranked in the tier list, explanations for updates and changes to scores in the transparency report, stuff about the RVP program, my favorite products, a fact page answering some of the most common questions, and even links to my Twitter account. Anyways guys, back to the video. Also guys, if you want to help support the channel, make sure to click on some of the links down in the description down below. So in terms of pricing itself, he offers BytzVPN for 1 year, which is $89. That's pretty expensive, pretty close to ExpressVPN, which is one of the most expensive VPNs out there. I understand it's like one guy doing it, so maybe there's more cost with setting it up. Maybe he's trying to make more money that way. He doesn't have other ways to make money perhaps. So it is expensive. There's no monthly plan, which is also a bummer for people looking for a monthly plan. Some VPNs out there are around $5 a month or $30 a year with some of my codes. So definitely cheaper options out there. You can find other options like a little router he has, which is a Raspberry Pi, kind of like a Pi-hole thing. And like I said before, yeah, he does have Bytes Tor. It's kind of like Tor routing, I guess, with VPN, but standard VPN access is not included, so it's like kind of separate. A little weird there, kind of confusing maybe for new users, not sure. And like I said, some more of these de-Googled phones. So guys, the way it kind of works with Rob Braxman is that he has like a YouTube channel and then he has this website. The main kind of website is something called Brax.me, and it's actually kind of an interesting website. It's sort of like, I would say the closest thing to it would be something like Discord. You can join channels, create channels and stuff like that. And it's all kind of under the branding of Rob Braxman. I've had people kind of talk to me and say, well, why did Rob Braxman name it like Brax.me? If he really wanted it to be kind of like this decentralized, privacy-oriented service used by everyone, shouldn't he have named it something that didn't have his name in it? Stuff like Facebook, Reddit, Discord, all these other platforms that people use for like creating their own social media companies. They don't really have like the creator's name in it, because it's kind of like if you made this community within Brax.me, which is one reason I haven't done it, is that you're kind of like promoting Rob, but not necessarily like your own kind of stuff. I'm not really sure if you could create like your own spin-off website from Brax.me. I don't think so. I think it's always kind of under the same kind of area there. I know you could kind of create your own little sections and stuff like that, but it's still kind of under the name. Brax.me has like I think it has like a pretty simple application. And the kind of main thing about the website is that you could kind of like chat around. As you can see here, there's different like, you could talk to Rob Braxman private chat, although right now he's telling people not to. There's like some kind of notice. I think if you, so if you go to the home page, it says here that, you're not supposed to private message him because his community's kind of been getting more traffic lately. But today we're focusing on BytzVPN. It's his stealth VPN service. And he promises 6 simultaneous connections, no logs kept. It's based in the United States, so that could be a pro or con depending on, how you view jurisdiction. I don't think it's really a big deal. However, I do think there is some concern in that Rob Braxman is kind of like the main kind of figurehead of this company. It's good to have like more transparency with who owns the company and stuff like that. A lot of times these companies, at least that do get my attention and stuff like that, they do have more of like a foundational base in terms of being a company and lawyers and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how much of a foundation there would be here if, the FBI came knocking, wanted logs or something like that. I'm not sure how he would be able to handle that, or if he has the financial means to do so. That's kind of up to him. But what he is promising is here that he's never going to give up your information. So guys, basically what happens is that you order it here. It takes you to a page. Well, you could buy it with PayPal. You buy it with PayPal. And then essentially what happens is that you go into your settings. You go into your My Account settings. And then you're going to find your credentials here. Now, it makes it sound pretty simple when I laid that out to you. However, for me, I kind of had to do some digging around on the website and kind of figure out the process behind it, because it's not like, my account was registered with email or anything like that, so I didn't get an email. I guess if you put our email on your account, you might get an email with some instructions like that. I didn't get an email or anything like that, so I was kind of left into kind of navigating around the website trying to figure out, how to get things started. I was able to figure it out. So then you have your login credentials, right? I then couldn't really figure out how to download the OpenVPN configs from BytzVPN. However, after doing more digging around, looking around in some like chat messages and forum threads here on the website, like I said, there are a lot of things on this website going on, different people talking, doing different things. I was able to find this page where I was able to find the specific downloaded servers, OpenVPN server files that you can put into the OpenVPN application. So it kind of shows you how to do that here. It's not really that hard, but not something I would recommend for someone brand new. There is more of a setup process here than most other VPNs that have their own custom designed applications. That kind of brings me to another point I kind of did want to mention, is that I find the overall kind of look and feel of the website a little bit clunky. You have these different chats, you have the blogs, and you could kind of find new blogs. I just find it a little bit confusing trying to figure out, where to go exactly. The privacy fact here has some information, but it's kind of organized kind of weirdly, and there's just some random untitled things in here. And when I was using this service, there was a couple things about it that I didn't really recognize were going to be limitations. Take, for example, let's see here. News users lobby, was this where I was talking? No, that wasn't it. Let's see here. See, I'm even kind of confused where I was talking about some of this stuff. So it was in this BytzVPN thing, and like I was saying, it's hard to find exactly a ton of information about the product and what you're getting into, so much so that I just kind of assumed I would be able to torrent with BytzVPN, but lo and behold, it was nowhere in the FAQ or main store pages that BytzVPN does not support torrenting whatsoever. And if Rob Braxman finds out you've been torrenting, then he'll actually ban your account, which is kind of annoying. I talked about this with some of the members, and they did kind of respond to me quickly, saying like, Zuck, no, you're not allowed to torrent. It hurts all members. I guess it might clog up the bandwidth or something like this. This guy says if you use BitTorrent, you'll get shut down by Rob. And I said, oh, that's interesting, because I can't find that anywhere in the FAQ or main store pages. And this guy's like, yeah, I don't know how I knew this, but I just somehow knew this when I purchased the VPN. And then this person here says it was remedied on the FAQ just today while I'm reviewing it. So it's like, what's been going on the last year or so, or 2 years that this VPN service has been operating? No one really thought to add that to the FAQ page. That's a pretty big deal breaker that people will probably want to use VPNs to torrent, because at the end of the day, people are using VPNs a certain way. And, if the whole kind of motto of this website and brand is free speech and anti-censorship, well, then why are there limitations on what you can do with the VPN service itself? So if we're taking a look at the VPN itself, like I said, it's just an OpenVPN config file, and that's going to have the limitations of OpenVPN itself. You're not really going to have too many settings to play around here, not like a custom designed VPN client. Rob Braxman hasn't done that yet. I don't know if he has plans to or anything like that. So it's just going to be as simple as you can get, and you're just going to load in the file, and then you're going to connect to it, and that's pretty much it. It's not going to work with torrenting, so I couldn't do a torrent test. That's it. I did do some speed tests to see what kind of speeds I would be getting with this VPN service, and not very good. Web pages are kind of slow, and the overall downloads also pretty slow as well. It's going to probably still be fast enough to do most things, but my internet should be around 900 megabits per second here, around a gig, and we're definitely not getting anywhere close to that. If we look on something like Speed of Me, which is also a pretty reputable testing website, we're also getting really, really bad speeds in terms of download and upload, so not getting good results in speed tests. If you're looking to use BytzVPN with streaming services to unblock streaming services, you're not going to have any luck there. Looks like he's using mostly Linode servers. He's an affiliate for them as well, I believe. And when you look at some of these websites and you try to find ungeo-restricted content, you're not going to be able to find it. For example, I'm looking at the Twilight Zone and it should be showing up right now since I'm connected to a US server, but it's not, which means it's getting restricted and being detected by Netflix, which is something that on the website, Rob Braxman claims that it's not going to be detected as a VPN, and it clearly is here, probably because it's just a Linode server. Testing out with Hulu, Prime Video, and BBC iPlayer also saw similar results, not working with any streaming services at all, which is actually pretty common for smaller VPN providers that haven't really put in the work to unblock these services. Now, in terms of support, what do I think about that? Well, I don't know. It's kind of like a mixed bag. You do have some people here you could talk to on their little website here in the little community. Some people seem to be associated with Rob Braxman. I'm not really sure exactly who is like an employee, who's just like volunteers or anything like that. So it's a little confusing there. I'm not sure like how responsive people are in like DMs exactly. And there are some forms of communication pipelines kind of set up here on the website, but they do kind of seem new. So support could be kind of a mixed bag depending on, when these people are online, when you're online. There's not, as far as I know, like a standard ticket system on the website, which is something more standard with other VPN providers. So kind of hard to rate there. So guys, in conclusion, do I recommend using BytzVPN? What is the overall score? Well, I'm going to give BytzVPN a 1.5 out of 5, making it a tier 4 VPN. Not really recommended for use. Now, I didn't really want to be too harsh on this review because, Rob Braxman, I admire what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a business. He's hustling. He's on YouTube just like me. He does have this business, and in some ways, it succeeds in what it tries to deliver. He is offering a VPN service, owned by him, that probably doesn't collect any logs. So it's pretty reputable in terms of that. I do think he has privacy and those kind of interests at heart, in terms of, what he's offering. I think he is offering that stuff. It's just disappointing because, when you're one person making a company like this and making a product like this, it's just going to fall short in a lot of other areas that can't really compete with some of the other companies I've been reviewing for a long time that have a certain level of standards that most of you guys are probably going to expect. Take, for example, there's no monthly pricing, no half-year pricing. The overall pricing itself is expensive. The application itself is not really there. It's only using OpenVPN, so I'm not going to give him really any credit for making an application when he's just giving you OpenVPN files to his server. So I can't really give him any points for an application there. Speeds are not that good either, as well as restrictions on what you can do with the VPN itself, not including access to torrenting and stuff like that, which is definitely a bummer. At the end of the day, you're going to be using this primarily just for anonymity, and privacy overall. Combined with the lack of support of streaming and not tons of clear and concise information about the product itself being able to be easily found, the clunky website also makes it a little bit tricky, but some people can be helpful at times. However, there still needs to be work done to make things clear for new customers and what the product really offers. Overall, Rob Braxman's VPN is what it is. It's a small VPN service made by one guy that can provide you a decent level of anonymity, and it's fairly trustworthy. However, if you're looking for, what I would consider a modern standard VPN in today's age that has streaming support, a streamlined standard ticket system with a full support team, as well as fast speeds, a custom design app with lots of security features and customizations you could take advantage of, like split tunneling, dedicated IPs, all other kind of things in the application analysis that aren't really even here, or even just something as simple as a monthly pricing plan, BytzVPN probably isn't the right one for you. Go check out some tier 1 VPNs here on the channel, and I'll see you in the next review very soon.